Yes, team. Welcome to another episode of the newly rebranded podcast series, Mind Mastery with Jake O'Connor. Today, we're going to be talking about how the mind is draining your energy. In today's episode, I want to talk to you about the overactive human mind. A lot of you listening can probably resonate to this, how the mind can play tricks with you, how you can be in a constant state of overthinking and analysis paralysis. And sometimes it can actually make you feel tired. It can use mental calories and it drains your energy. Does your mind ever feel like it's a Google Chrome browser with 100 tabs open and you're constantly chopping and changing from task to task and thought to thought and latching onto the same thoughts as yesterday and doing the same mundane tasks as the day before and never really actually making much progress, just kind of grazing like a cow, just chomping at the grass versus hunting like a lion? You've probably told yourself in the past that you don't have enough time, whether that be don't have enough time to take time off, you don't have enough time to get tasks done, maybe you don't have enough time to spend with your loved ones and your friends and family. Never having enough time. This leads to procrastination. These are stories that I once told myself for years and years and years. This trickled from my sales days in recruitment. I would tell myself, right, recruitment is so busy. And there used to be this kind of like expectation around busyness. Like if you weren't making a coffee whilst on the sales call to a prospect, whilst writing up terms and speaking to the CEO all at the same time, you're not doing your job properly. If you're not sat around the pool replying to emails and sending CVs to clients or agreeing terms with people whilst you're climbing a mountain, then it's not seen as acceptable. There's this hustle and grind culture in society that isn't very useful, to be honest. And I was listening to a recording not long ago, and the guy talks about how this probably stems from Industrial Revolution. How we used to trade time for money. How you used to work 8 hours a day or whatever it was and used to get a fixed amount. And now we're working in a knowledge era where we can earn what we used to earn in 8 hours in one day 50 years ago or 100 years ago in 30 minutes, in an hour, in 2 hours, whatever it is. And we're not satisfied with that. We constantly need more and more and more and more and more. And we're rushing around wearing it like a badge of honor. The busier you are, the better you are. And this just leads to mistakes. Like the amount of times that I've been trying to spin numerous plates, and what happens when you've got numerous plates spinning? They smash, right? You drop one and then you drop another one, and then you start to lose your standards. Your standards start to drop. And it just leads to mistakes. It means you drop the ball in relationships. Maybe your partner is telling you, right, I want more from you. I want more of your time. And you feel like you haven't got enough time to give. Or maybe your team are constantly demanding time. And can you go to this meeting? Can you do this thing? Can you do this thing? And you're getting pulled from pillar to post all the time. I had it with a client recently, how he manages, I think it's a multinational company over the other side of the world. I think he himself has about 20 to 30 people reporting to him. And he was constantly getting pulled from pillar to post and replying to calls and all of this every hour of the day. And I said to him, right, I want you to get a work phone, give all of your employees the business number. And when the clock hits, whatever time you set yourself and whatever time you agree to, turn that phone off. Train your employees to be interdependent, not dependent, not independent, but interdependent, where they can lean into you sometimes and they can also lean into their own intuition. Because sometimes we tend to rely on others around us when they're at their beck and call, And I was what I used to call a busy fool. I was rushing around, being busy, and not quite getting the work that I needed to get done. And I can still get caught in these loops from time to time. But I'm now starting to learn the art of slowing down. I'm really starting to understand the importance of slowing down to speed up. And how actually it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. How actually it's not productive to ram every single hour of your day with tasks. It's just not. So the last 7 days, I've been doing exactly that. I've been on a digital detox, breathing, slowing down, taking rest, taking downtime, doing yoga, playing paddle, seeing friends, no calls in the diary. And this really helped the mind just switch off and just reset and just decompress that pressure valve and just go. And it's slowing down to speed up. So now I try and create as much space as possible rather than trying to be busy at all times. Wednesday afternoons are an intentional pit stop. It's what I call a king day. And it's essentially a midweek pit stop. It's a midweek recharge. I do a 4-hour work sprint, no client calls, and I just get what I need to get done. And then maybe I'll go for a massage, or maybe I'll see a friend, or maybe I'll play paddle, or maybe I'll see my girlfriend, or I'll do whatever I want to do. And this allows me to then have Thursday and Friday to push again. There's nothing wrong with pushing, but it's this push-pull energy that we need. Not push because of fear. It's being so calm and abundant within yourself that you know that everything's going to be okay. And that's important. Just focusing on one relationship at a time. One conversation at a time. This is what's really helped me just slow down. Not only has this improved my client results, but it's improved the speed of my mind. There's 3 things that I do whenever a client comes to me and says, Jake, my mind is overactive and I'm burning out and I'm about to crash the car and I can't take time off. I educate them on the logical side of things first, like what I've been saying to you, like the logic behind time off, allowing the mind to rest. The mind is a muscle, so it needs to have a break. How the mind is actually actively solving business tasks during time off. And we talk about all the logical stuff, right? Then we move on to the emotional component. Obviously, I'm a cognitive hypnotherapist, so I've got a lot of tools within my toolkit to be able to understand, like, what's the emotion driving this inability to slow down and the overactive mind? Because usually, when there's a racing mind, there's racing emotions. So part of my work is to clear the emotional baggage, so to speak, and help them shift that. So ask yourself, if this episode's resonating for you, ask yourself, what's the emotion driving this inability to slow down? Is it fear? Is it anxiousness? Is it an insecurity? Are you attaching your business to your self-worth and vice versa? Are you in scarcity? There's multiple different avenues which this can go down. And then the third thing is actually understanding, like, what is it that you like to do to switch off? Not what you see Joe Blogs doing on Instagram and in a beach in Bali and having to be drinking coconuts on the beach. That may not be your idea of fun or to be able to switch off. I have some clients that genuinely like to clean the house to switch off. I have some clients that like to go for massages. I have some clients that like to go on holidays. Like, everyone's different, but finding your unique way to just switch off and decompress, because it's a double-edged sword. The mind is busy because your days are busy, and your days are busy because your mind is busy. So my job is to work on both of those. So understand what's the mind telling you, but actually the logical side of things is like, right, let's create a structure that actually allows you to have this time off. So I want you to close your eyes for a minute. Good. And I want to share a parable, a story here today. I want you to picture two lumberjacks chopping down some trees. You got lumberjack A, let's call him Jake, for example, who is a young lumberjack, lots of energy, lots of go, lots of get up and drive. And you've got lumberjack B, let's call him Terry, who is an older guy, let's say, I don't know, 50s, 60s. And he's been in the trade a long time. He knows the craft. And it's a young, strong lumberjack who works tirelessly, taking no breaks. So you've got lumberjack Jake, who's chopping and chopping and chopping trees all day. From 9 a.m. to 5 p.m, chop, 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 chop. You've got lumberjack B, Terry, who chops a couple of trees, has a break, sharpens his axe, goes again, cuts down a couple of trees, sharpens his axe, goes again. He's even making some cups of tea and going for some walks sometimes. He's sharpening the saw. And it comes to the end of the day, and Jake looks at Terry and says, Terry, how have you cut down so many trees? I've been grafting in this heat, pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. And you've been stopping. I've been looking over my shoulder and you've been sitting down, sharpening your saw. You've been taking breaks. How did you do it? How have you cut down twice as many trees as what I have? And he said to the young lumberjack, Terry said to Jake, you see, in this life, Jake, it's about the quality of the work. The secret is that I spend my breaks sharpening my axe. I spend my breaks slowing down, which results in higher efficiency and higher productivity. He said, give me your axe, Jake. Jake gives him the axe. And he says, look, your blade is blunt. So what takes me 10 swings to chop down a tree takes you 40. Cool. Really take that in for a moment and understand actually how the parable and the story that I'm sharing with you today is about the art of slowing down. Because your days feel busy because your mind is busy. And your mind is busy because your days are busy. Slow down your days. Slow down your mind. Slow down your mind. Slow down the days. So you can feel free to come back into the room and open your eyes now. And I want to just end the episode with a tool. If you have tons of open loops within your mind and you feel tired and burnt out, do this. Something called the plate exercise. And I'll keep it super simple. I want you to spend 5 minutes writing down every single thing that is on your plate. Whether it's, I need to cook this for dinner, I've got this meeting, I've got this employee, I've got this thing going on, this thing. Like, spend 5 minutes and just write and write and write and write. Create a list. Step 2 is understand after that, what is a task and what is a thought? Because actually, thoughts appear as tasks, and you'll more than likely find that you're wasting mental energy and bandwidth by focusing on thoughts and thinking they're tasks, right? So you can just instantly delete the thoughts off the spreadsheet or off the journal because it's just noise. Step 3, understand where it falls in the Eisenhower matrix. I can't actually share my screen right now, but there's something called the Eisenhower matrix. If you type into Google, you'll see it. Q1 is urgent and important tasks. So these are firefighting tasks that need to get done. Q2 is not urgent, but important. These are things that kind of, I don't know, paying invoices or, researching, doing market research, like whatever it is for your business. These are things that kind of are important, but they're not really urgent. Q3 is just delegate. Like, what can you delegate to people? What can you offload? Maybe that's, if you're a coach, for example, maybe that's your outbound messages, just for example. And then Q4 is delete it. Just noise. They're the thoughts. They're the thoughts, the busy mind. Just delete it. And then that will help you, improve your productivity and give you more time, because you'll probably more than likely find that you don't actually have as many tasks as you think. And then allocate some time to the task. That's number 1. Then number 2, what I want you to do is try and protect, maybe it's 4 hours a week of undisturbed time. Protect it like a meeting. If you've got people, employees and staff that can see your diary, protect it. Put in there meeting with client or meeting with John or meeting with whoever. And that just is you time. Go and fill up your cup. Have some downtime. Breathe. Enjoy the time off. And then work it up to 1 day. Work up to 2 days. Slow down the mind. Slow down the day. Cool. So that's it for today, guys and girls. If you found today useful and you feel like, you know what, so-and-so needs to hear this, send it to them. Feel free to send it to them. If you've implemented this stuff that I've mentioned and you're still struggling to have downtime, then drop me a message. I will run through an audit with you that will help us identify whether there is an emotional component that's fueling this insane work ethic. 9 times out of 10 there is, but the logical things that you can do off the back of this podcast and episode is that. So go and implement that. Drop me a message. Let me know if you find that challenging, useful, whatever. And yeah. When you can slow down your days, you can slow down your mind. We want you to hunt like a lion and not graze like a cow. You need energy for that. You need bandwidth for that. You need to breathe and slow down and rest. So feel free to share it with someone. If you like this episode, please give it a like, give a thumbs up, give me some support. If you want to get in touch about one-to-one work together, drop me a message on Instagram at @thejakeoconnor_, or head over to my website, www.thejakeoconnor.com. And I'll see you guys and girls next week.